I bid you all good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you a huge market meltdown. I've been up since 6:15 in the morning. Okay, I was in bed, but I was watching the markets, listening to a few podcasts, listening to a few things, and watching very closely the markets. And man, it is a good day for silver and gold investors, let me tell you. So where are we sitting at right now? The time is 10:35 a.m. Pacific time. So it is 1:35 p.m. in Atlantic time zone. So markets are going to slowly start winding down in the next hour. And what is happening? Well, the S&P TSX is sitting down at 294.08. It's down 294 points, sitting at 17,549. The S&P 500 is down 109 points, sitting at 3,228. The Dow Jones is down 973 points, down 3.36%. I couldn't believe it opened at a 2% drop, sitting at 28,018. I was thinking they were going to make it reach at least 30,000, have a celebration, and pop the champagne, but that didn't happen. And Canadian dollar is down a thousandth of a cent. It's still sitting at 75 cents. Crude oil down again, 273 at $50.65 a barrel of crude. Now, right now, what's going to happen is you're going to start to see gas prices go up. If crude oil goes down, gas prices spike. So because they're not making money, they're not making revenue off the oil. So the countries or the companies aren't making revenues off the oil. What happens? They spike the price of gas. Bitcoin down, so it's sitting at 12,000 Canadian, 12,680 Canadian. That's about 9,000 and change US. And crypto 200 down 5.85 points, sitting at 205.74. Gold up $28.10 on the day, up 1.70%. Gold futures sitting at 1,676. We might see a $1,700 gold before the market's out, maybe. You know what, guys? At the beginning of the year, at the last week of December, I was very, very conservative. With gold. I said we will see a $1,600 gold in 2020. And man, was I wrong? We're seeing where we might see a $1,700 gold in 2020. The Russell 2000 sitting at 1,620 is down 58 points, sitting at 1,621. So you're going to start to see a lot of hedge funds take a hit today. The 10-year bond is down again at 0.1. 0.112 points. That puts it at down 7.61%, sitting at 1.35. NASDAQ is down 374.23. Sorry, I keep getting messages here. Let me see if I could block or just have this person on hold here somehow. Sorry about that, guys. It's just... Okay, put it on Do Not Disturb. NASDAQ, so 10-year bond, okay, we got that. NASDAQ is at down 351 points, sitting at 9,225. Volatility is up. And yeah, the FTSE in the UK isn't doing too well. It's down 247 points, sitting at 7,156. And the Nikkei 225, down 92 points. And we did confirm that a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we got the reports from Japan. They are sitting at basically they're stagnation, zombie nation. They've already said now they're in a recession. They're kind of dropping into a depression now. So depressionary high levels coming soon. So what is going on? Stock market news. Wall Street dives on CV panic with travel and leisure lending the rout. So markets braced for more volatility on Monday with investors averted by the growing possibility of the CV pandemic. Last week, investors bolted risk-sensitive assets in favor of safe haven assets, including gold and treasuries. So people have been dumping their money into gold and safe havens. That's just a normal thing. It's just something that everyone does. I've been in gold forever, so it does it for me. It's like I've been in gold for forever. So I've been buying and selling and grinding the gold market. I grind the gold market, cobalt, and zinc markets. Just grind, slow grinds. You know, it does well when you make the proper moves in the market. So grinding in the market isn't that bad. CV outbreaks is like the fog of war for investors in the stock markets. Warren Buffett advocates buying stocks on the cheap more aggressively, so during the periods of extreme weakness, and holding them forever. But for the average investor, absent of Buffett's billions, Monday's CV-triggered stock plunge may be a point in which to raise some cash and ride out the economic storm. So there it is there. People are really, 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 really looking at this very seriously. And why did it take so long for people to take this serious? I mean, Canada still is arming people with flyers at the airport. So I don't know what they're going to do in Canada until they realize that maybe this needs to be taken care of, right? What could be budging global pandemic stance to wall up the bottom lines of companies? While investors ignored CV for most of 2020, they are now really realizing the S&P 500 earnings estimate remain way too high. Ditto the valuations on these projected earnings, which recently climbed back to 2020 highs. So here it is there, guys. So everything's in the red. CV is completely dominating the headlines right now. CV is dominating everything in the headlines right now. CV outbreak drives Italians to panic buying of masks and food. So there's a lot of empty store shelves in Italy right now. People have been sending me a ton of photos. In the tiny hamlet Casango Berzania, halfway between Milan and the Lake Como, Giovanni Carasciaraghi was taken aback to find a long line of customers waiting when he opened his industrial equipment store on Monday morning. They asked for the same thing: masks, typically used in building sites or factories. In less than 30 minutes, he had sold more than 500 of them. So industrial equipment, right? So basically that's it. So that's that right there. And let's look at gold. This is from our friends over at Kitco. Gold prices sharply up at a 7-year high amid the CV pandemic fears. Gold and silver prices are solidly up in early U.S. futures trading Monday, but off their overnight highs, as the CV has traders and investors worldwide unnerved and seeking out of safe haven metals. So they're looking like they're unnerved and seeking out of safe haven metals. The negative effects of the CV outbreak on the global economy appear to be increasing. April gold futures hit a new contract high overnight and were at least up $30.10 an ounce, sitting at $1,678. March COMEX silver prices were at least up 0.155 at $18.68 an ounce. So markets worldwide are getting rocked by a market increase over the weekend in trader and investor fears amid the still growing CV outbreak. Gold is up around $40 an ounce, and at a 7-year high, the U.S. Treasuries are rallying sharply. U.S. dollar index is up. Crude oils are sharply down, as much as the rest of the raw commodity sector is feeling selling pressures. Asian and European shares were down. Overnight, U.S. stock indexes are pointed sharply lower openings when the New York day session begins, with the DJIA down. Dow Jones down over 700. Like, when I saw that this morning, I was looking, and I'm like, let me refresh this. Is my internet down? Is something wrong? What is going here? And then when I saw that this morning, man, when the Dow was that low, there goes the 30,000 point celebration champagne party. That's done. So Money managers boost bullish gold positioning by 22%. And that is just to go with the show, going with the show of what the market, where the market is headed right now. It just goes to show, right? Large speculators sharply hiked their bullish positioning in gold futures by 22% during the most recent reporting week for data compiled by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Analysis attributed this to both ongoing safe haven buying due to fears of the CV impacting the global economy, as well as expectations that the Federal Reserve remains dovish. Gold prices have been boosted not only by buying from speculative traders in the futures market, but also by exchange trade fund investors. So what's happened is I got an email from Sergio, it goes by Sergey, who has a bit of gold certificates from a bank in Europe. He does not want me to mention the bank, but he says that he's having a really tough time. He says, hello, Mike. Watching you here from Central Europe and watching this unfold is incredible. I would like to thank you for your coverage on many, many wide topics, and I've been binge watching, and I can't get off your channel now for a week and a half straight. I am noticing I'm having troubles getting my silver and gold that I have purchased 2.5 years ago. I would like the physical state of the metal. I have contacted the bank, and now I have contacted the local authorities. Whoa. They have told me to wait another week, and the bank documents from the purchasing of gold and my silver showing me that I can... Sorry, guys, I had to translate this from like Norwegian or something. Showing me I have a refund of commodities in their so-called vaults or security of passage. I am looking forward to receiving my metals, as they say it's been sent by courier. I will advise you when they arrive, and it is nothing to frown upon. It is quite the investment. Thank you, Sergey, aka Sergio. So here it is, guys. Buddy bought it and bought gold a couple of years back, it says here. And he is looking... sorry about the brokenness of the sentences there, but he's trying to get his physical goals. Now, let's go back to market summary. Apple stocks down 4.15%. Trading at down $13, trading at $300.04. It's down from its 52-week high of $327.85. And we got Tesla stock down 64.90 points. That puts it at 7.2% down, sitting at 836, and it is down from its 52-week high of $968. So that's what's happening right now in the world of markets. I had to come in and kind of watch this breakdown of the Dow. The Dow is really pushing towards 3.5 percentage points down right now as we are speaking to each other. Oil is just on a complete slide. Here's the oil right now. Let's look at the last 5 days. It was doing real well last week. People were saying it was undervalued, but now it just took a huge hit. And then when markets reopened overseas, North America just saw that and just couldn't do nothing about it till markets opened Monday morning, and then you started to see major sell-offs right here along this section here Monday morning. So let's look at it for the last month, and then you see I sold a bit of oil around here when it reached the $53, $54 mark and got completely out of it. And luckily I did, because a lot of the stocks that I did invest in oil are really taking a plumage. I do have them on watch lists though, so I could see and I could feel good about getting out and going into full metal purchases in the last 2 weeks. So that's where it's sitting at right now. Gold is at 1,674. Man, we might see a $1,700 gold in the next month or so. I don't want to jinx anybody or jinx anything, but I was very conservative in saying we'll see a $1,600 gold by in 2020. But man, was I dead wrong. And I think a lot of the people that said 1,700 by 2020 were right, but I think it might go even further than that. It might break away even further. So let me know what you guys... Let's take a quick look at gold here and see where things started to change. So we got the CV hitting. So here it is here, right? So let's go over for the last 5 days. You're seeing it dip here, but it's still well above the $75, $1,674 mark. So it doesn't take much for investors to see this, but there's, again, Kitco did mention some people are pulling out with fears of an entire full-blown market crash. But again, it's up 26.30 right now. It's up 1.6%. I mean, that's nothing to shy on. That is very impressive for metals. But remember, it is a safe haven. So a lot of people, when they see this, just like back in the 80, 81, everyone rushed to gold in 80, 81, right? And then was it 92, 93 again? So here, we'll find out right here. Watch. Max. Well, you don't see much, but look at the max. Look at that. You actually see it kind of 5-year. I'm not getting a 5-year here, guys. It's not giving me. It's going back to 2018. I don't know why it's not. But here it is year to date. Wow. Look at that. All right, guys, we're going to let things go. Sit as they are. Subscribe to the channel. Be part of the channel. Join the channel if you can. Be a member. Be part of this. Be part of the show. We got Mike in the Night every Saturday night. And we got Trends in the Housing Market every Wednesday night, discussing what trends in the housing market is kind of spreading out towards employment, unemployment, because that affects the housing market. Obviously, rentals, which we always did, but we're going to also discuss, markets and challenges in the markets that obviously the housing market is in right now, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.